Welcome to my safe game. Spoilers for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But I feel like this is the part where a lot of us are getting ready to say, at least me, I told y'all so. Because I see there are a lot of people upset that they made Wanda into a villain in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And while, yes, I do think they could have handled it a different way, I'm like, Wanda's been a villain this whole time. And obviously there are levels to villainy. I'm not saying she's as bad as like the Red Skull, but then also these same people that are upset about Wanda being a villain are like the same people that love comic book accuracy. And what did you think Wanda was in the comics? She killed millions of mutants. And then not only just that, but in Avengers Disassembled, she killed Agatha Harkness. She killed Hawkeye. And Agatha is not the Agatha from the MCU. She was not a villain. And hell, Agatha in the MCU isn't even a villain. She was the hero of WandaVision. And that's exactly why I made this video during WandaVision.
While I was hyped to see her become the Scarlet Witch, and I am curious of what they're going to do with her going forward, especially in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but there's a conversation that I'm not seeing a lot of people have with regards to Wanda Maximoff herself. It's that Wanda got to go to jail. Like, once this series came to an end, she basically faced absolutely no consequences for literally torturing an entire town. And even though you had that banger of a song, it was Agatha all along, Agatha actually didn't do anything. She came into the Hex to try to stop Wanda and told Wanda, based on the chapter in the Darkhold, that she's destined to destroy the world.
So then you look at all the stuff that she's done in WandaVision, and then you add on the fact that her negative emotions have been amplified due to the Darkhold. This makes perfect sense to me. And I had mad people criticizing me upset when I made that video because they're just like, instead of taking my point that she faced no consequences, they're just like, oh, well, who's going to lock her up? She's too powerful. Who's going to check her? And I mean, I get it. Wanda's the strongest Avenger, especially after this movie. There's no debate about that. But that's not what my point was, that who's going to lock her up. My point is she needs to face consequences. Like, WandaVision was her villain origin story, and as my friend and mutual Fantastic Frankie reminded me of, even on the first episode of WandaVision, you had Mrs. Hart literally begging Wanda to stop her because Wanda was choking this man because he said something she didn't like. Or remember this scene in WandaVision where Vision confronted Wanda and he said to Wanda, "You can't control me," and Wanda looked at him and was like, "Can't I?" Or when Wanda came out the Hex and confronted Hayward, showing to us, the audience, that she knew what was going on the entire time. Now, with that said, I still love Wanda. I love me a good villain. I think she's the best villain of the MCU. Is she redeemable? Who knows? It took 22 years for her to be redeemed in the comics, and we know she's not dead.